Okay, so we are back with a focus on Chapter 5, and this is specifically what are some of the themes in this chapter on networks and groups. If you happen to do a Google image search, and I sometimes use this as a way to just getting a brief overview of what the world is like in terms of a particular issue I'm looking at, you might see something like this. If I just typed in, say, network or group, I would see images of people. In today's day and age, very multicultural, right? Maybe images like this of harmony, people in a circle celebrating things, almost like that kumbaya moment of people coming together and sharing in positive things about the world. Well, unfortunately, we realize that not all of our experiences with groups and networks are positive ones. You may discover this in Chapter 10 with the family as well. Not all of our experiences with families are positive ones. And this is a harsh reality that social scientists and sociologists like to think about, not because they're masochists or they are nihilists like Nietzsche, but specifically they want to understand the true reality of the worlds around us. They want to really understand what are groups and networks like, not just some version that we might get portrayed by the media or some version that is given by our own intimate experiences, which could be very valid but may not be the only experiences that others have with groups and networks around the world. So some questions for you to ponder this week, and the first of these, to what extent are our lives determined by groups and social networks? And are the effects of groups and networks positive or negative in nature? So something for you to ponder here as you think about your own experiences this week, as you do your discussion posts and think about some of the other issues in the chapter. And the second question, what are some pressing issues or circumstances of groups and networks that you would like to consider using sociological perspectives and methods? So what are some specific issues in groups that you might like to think about? As I reflect on groups, and again going back to some visual representations, groups and networks are often represented by these nodes. And the chapter will talk about a series of connections impacted by numbers of people or the types of connection or the quality of the connection at hand. So it's really key to see these nodes and to understand that a lot of our understandings in sociology of groups and networks are, at least superficially, determined by these types of nodes. The work of the preeminent sociologist Garrick Simmel comes to mind, and you'll work with his theories and ideas more in the chapter. And the second thing that comes to mind here is how our social world is made up so much today by social media. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, Flickr, numerous other sites. And basically, our understandings of the social world are often mediated by, for better or for worse, as we'll stress in this chapter, these forms of social and mobile media that probably most of us in this class are familiar with. In fact, I encourage you in this chapter, in your discussion posts, to focus on social media and their underpinnings, both negative and positive. So some things to think about this week as we focus on the sociological significance of groups and social networks.